Welcome to Positively Muskegon. It's Andy O'Reilly, and today I'm down at the Community Foundation in downtown Muskegon. Right over here is what's your last name, Niral?
Patel.
Niral Patel. He is a junior over at Mona Shores High School. I just met Niral, and we are here to talk about being a YAC. Now, when I think YAC, I think horns and long hair and big, ugly looking cow. You're not that.
No.
Pretty good looking young dude.
Nope, not.
Tearing them up over at Mona Shores. And tell me this YAC thing. What is a YAC?
YAC actually stands for Youth Advisory Council. It's funny because the letters Y, I used to always call it YAC, and then when I joined the group, actually every member started calling it YAC as well. And that's kind of how, I guess, I'm not sure where it originated from, but the whole concept.
That's the acronym.
Yes, exactly.
That's how it is. What got you, before we get into what a YAC is and what you guys do, what sparked your interest in the group?
Actually, I was in my Spanish class, and in that class there was a senior who was a part of the organization who was leaving, so she needed to recruit one more member from our school. And she came to me, gave me a paper, kind of let me know about it, and she was like, yeah, it's a great organization, you should really check it out. And I went online onto the website, actually researched it for myself, and realized that I actually would love to be a part of the organization. So it was really just my friend kind of brought it up to me, and I got to research into it myself.
You got to do it. Talk about the application process. What's it take to become one of these YACs?
Well, it has recently changed to be an online process. However, before it used to be you would fill out a paper kind of entailing like what community organizations you were a part of, what your grade you're in, what like your GPA is, and then you'd turn it in to either a representative or into the foundation, and then you'd get called in for an interview, or you'd be emailed letting you know that there's an interview if you can make it or not. And then there's a whole group, usually there's 7 to 8 members of the community.
High pressure?
Oh, not at all.
No?
Actually. They
Come
treat
on. Little pressure?
They treat you like a member, ask you really nice, friendly questions. They kind of like, it's kind of to just engage what kind of personality you have.
And they must have liked you.
Yeah.
Because here you are.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if they're not, they run you right out the door and they never see you again.
Yeah.
That's what happens to me a lot. You know, they do that kind of thing to me. Now, tell me what a YAC is and what you guys do.
So we are a grant-making organization.
You hand out money.
Yes.
Just like that.
Not just like that.
No?
To youth organizations looking to improve help solve a problem that is occurring in the community around for the youth. And problems such as cigarette smoking, tobacco use, cyberbullying, sexual harassment. There are many organizations that form to help counter those problems, and they come to us to request grant funds, and we go through a little discussion to decide whether we should give them the full amount that they're requesting, or if we should
partial or piece, or maybe it just doesn't. Maybe it's not a good fit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's tough too.
Yes.
To have to say no to some of these people, because everybody, and I get that too. Because when I do what I do, everybody's got a cause, everybody's got a purpose, and there's not always enough resources to do everything for everybody all the time, and that's difficult.
So much you can fund.
It is. When you guys are going through this process, are there criteria that have to be met to meet a need, or is it kind of one of these things where it's case by case and everything can be determined within the group?
It's a lot more subjective as to do we believe it can fulfill the goals of YAC, can it support the needs, and I guess there can be some criteria, as in if the funds are going to something such as food, we wouldn't allow anything. We usually wouldn't fund anything like that, as the funds usually have to go mainly to what is the goal of the organization.
Sure.
Our priorities are.
Over the years, what have been some of the things that have stood out to you? That have been some of the grants. You can slide in here a little so you're coming off the screen. Oh, there you go. Hey, all right, there you go. What are some of the things that have stood out to you? What are some of the grants that have mattered the most?
We recently gave out a grant to the Leadership Ethnicity Diversity Alliance, I believe, and that was about an ethnic alliance between different groups, kind of like I'm not sure if you've heard of Calling Out Colors.
Okay, tell me about that.
Where they kind of unite groups of other ethnic groups.
People from different backgrounds.
Yeah, people from different backgrounds, exactly. And kind of, it's kind of hard to describe, I guess.
Well, it's difficult, and these are things that we face as a society today. We see it over and over and over again. And I guess the question I would have for you as a young person is it really as prevalent as we see and hear in the news and things like that? I mean, you're in school day in and day out. Is it still as segregated and different as it used to be, like when I was in school? I mean, I'm over 25 years out now, so I mean, we had our little pockets and cliques and different friends and groups and things like that. Is it still that way?
I would for sure say that there's been a lot of improvement in schooling and the way people accept each other. Schools now are so much more accepting. You can tell the community is a lot more focused on trying to kind of encourage that behavior to accept others. And I've noticed personally that like a lot of it, I feel like everything's improved. There hasn't been too much. There haven't been many issues regarding such as it used to be in the past.
Still room to grow, though.
Yeah, there is still room to grow, of course. Yeah. I believe there is always still some bias within that affects their judgment on others without clear.
These are tough subjects, man. I get it. I mean, it's tough for you to talk about. It's tough for me to talk about. It's tough for anybody to talk about. Talk about some of the other grants that you've done that have stood out. We have recently given a grant to the No Smoke Community Foundation. Oh, yeah.
The No Smoke Foundation. They have the walk coming up in a few
Zombie
weeks.
Walk, yep.
Zombie Walk, yes.
All about that.
That was great, actually. They came in, kind of talked about it, and we thought right away that we should kind of fund the money, grant the money to them as it met the goals, and it was amazing. And it's a lot of fun actually participate in the Zombie Walk.
Are kids in school still smoking?
I believe that there is a really small community still out there, and that there's a need for that. And I really do see the prevalence of that.
Yeah, we see the kids in school when I went to school. They'd all be smoking in the bathroom.
Yeah,
and
it used to be so highly advertised.
Yeah, it was like a big deal. They all thought they were so cool and everything, and that's a wicked habit to kick too. But
indeed,
a little bit. You think in school still?
I think it's improving. Yeah, but there is still that small little community of students who still do find the need to.
They're going to start. So, it's just the way it's going to be. So No Smoke Zombie Walk. You got the group alliance thing. Yeah. That's another thing. Give me another example. Good one.
Ooh. I'm trying to think of the name, but I can't. It was kind of focused on like sexual education.
Yeah.
Teaching students about teenage pregnancy and using protection.
Sure.
And that was a great organization that came in when they presented.
So important issues that affect people your age's life.
Exactly.
Down the line, this is a part of your education right now. I mean, you're getting hands-on experience with what it takes to apply for a grant, what it takes to give a grant. How are you going to apply this as time goes on?
Apply this? I think a lot of what YAC is it's kind of like a family. What you learn from it, you kind of take on the morals of it, kind of carries on with you throughout life. And there's just so much that we kind of discuss, we kind of learn about each other that I can just apply, that I just see becoming relevant to my life in the future.
What do you have planned in your life down the future? What are your hopes and dreams that you're going to take these skills and turn them into?
So in terms of my profession, I hope to go into the medical field to kind of help out my community. I've always had that in me to want to help out my community, which is why I decided to go into the medical field. Hopefully I could open my own clinic in the Muskegon County and kind of give back to the community. I really do hope to support this organization as it is amazing. It's provided me so many opportunities.
Sure. Great stuff, man. Got any projects on tap are you going to meet today and talk about some of the other things that are coming
up? We just had a meeting yesterday, actually. We give out a needs survey to students in high schools around the entire county. Excuse me.
All right.
In order to see what youth sees as a primary problem.
And some of those are what?
Sexual harassment, cyberbullying, drug abuse, family relationship problems, kind of peer pressure. That's a huge one.
Same things keep popping up over and over again.
Exactly, and we hope to target those. Kind of issues. So we were just discussing how we're going to deliver the survey, what we want to include in the survey to make sure they can, honestly fill it out without without it going through a long process. So they'll be able to accurately fill out everything. That's our first up. Our goal is to make sure that we can address that. I think it's filled out every 4 years. We send it out.
Okay.
And then it is evaluated after the results come in.
So from there, you take the results and get to work on it.
Exactly. Yep.
Man.
We get to work on it. We figure out what our priorities are as a foundation. What will kind of take place. What our goals are for in terms of our grant giving in the future.
Next year, when it's your turn to pass that baton, just like you said she was a senior, right?
I'm a junior.
No, last year the senior girl came to you.
Yes, exactly.
Senior girl, huh?
Mhm.
Or were you in the 10th grade?
It was actually 2 years ago. I was a freshman.
Senior girls coming up to you when you were a freshman? Dude, right there. Nice, huh? Way to go.
No, she was a really nice person.
Yeah.
We were actually really good friends. It was amazing.
When it comes your turn to pass that baton, what you gonna look for?
Oh, for sure, I'm going to look for a student who's really talkative, kind of is willing to get their opinion out, because a lot of what YAC is speaking for your opinion, kind of letting your idea in, and seeing how it kind of reflects with the others.
Yeah.
There's so much that you can observe when you are just kind of playing a role in the organization. So someone who is dedicated to what they do, is motivated to work hard. And I mean, first thing for sure would just be whether they can be talkative, get their opinion out.
Sure.
And kind of have a little bit of fun. I'm considered to be really, I guess, I can be really comical with my.
You're the fun one of the group.
I suppose so.
That's a good way to be, man. That's all right.
Yes.
So, but then that's something you're already thinking about ahead.
Yeah.
Who's going to be next for this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you heading off to college?
I'm still considering where I'm going to apply. There are many programs in the universities. There's one at Michigan State that I'm really interested in. I did a summer program there actually this summer.
All these chances to go to Michigan, and you're going to pick Michigan State?
Well, I'm going to apply for sure around.
Got to give them a hard time. I mean, dude, go where you want, man. You got a bright future ahead of you. I really think you do. It's the YAC program down here at the Community Foundation. If you think we don't have good young people here in town, guess again. This guy, you're awesome, dude. Niral,
Thank you.
Thank you for taking a couple of minutes to tell us about this thing. How much money have you guys given away over the course of this? It's $1 million plus, isn't it?
Nearly, yeah.
It's more than wow.
More
Kids
than $1
taking
million.
care of kids and kids issues right here in Muskegon. We're going to put a link to it right here on Positively Muskegon. Niral, you're a great representative, and I wish you the best in your future, even though you're going to go to Michigan State. We won't hold that against you.
Considering.
Then he backpedals again. Perfect. You got to try politics too, man.
Oh, yeah,
You'd be perfect. All the details about the YAC program are through the Community Foundation, and they're all found right here on Positively Muskegon. Good luck in the future, dude.
Thank you.